PGA Tour winner, Sahith Theegala.
It's really cool how in year 3 you can hear the 26-year-old has become one of the popular players on tour. His style of play, really good set of hands around the greens as well, and a guy who can go low and is not afraid to go after flag sticks if needed.
Well, he's got a homemade golf swing. He reminds me of a modern Jim Furyk. He can hit all kinds of different shots. He's got great touch around the greens, and he putts beautifully, and he thrives in this situation. He's not backing down.
Cocktails while we play.
He's headed right here at this 418-yard par 4, and he too finds the rough. Seen a lot of that.
Those are those grass moguls, Mike. You can get some incredibly difficult shots from there. We saw what happened to Corey Connors yesterday.
Patrick 4 back, Theegala 5 back. So while they were teeing off, Lashley up on one green trying to save his par. From the right rough, he's able to do it.
What a good feeling to have a putt like that. Difficult putt downhill with some break.
And then Scheffler.
He sure looks more comfortable walking around. You don't see the noticeable turn with his neck and his body.
Come back to the 17th, and Cameron Young in that bunker.
Well, there's a lot of fried in that egg right there. He's going to have to hit this well behind the ball and just try and pop it up, not even maybe fly it to the green. Cool with the bunker cam. That's excellent. Yeah, nice shot with the water behind you there. Anything could happen.
Trying to get that first sand save on the second to last hole of the week. We've seen some good shots already at 17. Will we see an ace? 14 men have made an ace at the Players at 17, including Shane Lowry on this St. Patrick's Day. This is what he did earlier. Scared it for a second. That would have been the most appropriate St. Patrick's Day ace you could see. It was part of a good day. Lowry made that, and he shot 6 under par. 66 on this St. Patrick's Day. Of course, even if Scotty Scheffler is accidentally wearing green, some people doing it with full intention in full costume. Only the second time that the final round of the Players falls on March 17th. And the last time, of course, it was Rory who won.
Nobody's born with grit.
Rose is really struggling.
It's something you build over time.
It's 21 missed putts in a row.
For 88 years, Morgan Stanley has offered clients determination and forward thinking to create the future only you can see.
Rose, back in the winner's circle.
Morikawa on 18, he is really boxed in here.
Not a good spot.
Off the Comcast business van into the vending area. Oh, not the prize.
Where's the ball? Anybody see it?
Oh, wait, there it is.
Back into play and oh no, it's in the water. Wait a minute.
Are you kidding me?
You gotta be kidding me.
Rolling towards the cup, and it's in the hole. What an impossible shot. Brought to you by Comcast Business.
Scottsdale is
Easiest hole today. Hideki Matsuyama parked right in front of the green in 2 with his 3rd to this par 5.
Great picture of the golf ball. Would have a chance here, I would imagine.
Going to be a birdie for Hideki. Hole is playing more than a half shot under par today. So that should move Matsuyama to 11 under. And back on the tee is Scheffler. Tricky driving hole, Kiz.
Yeah, he told me in the locker room with his neck he's having a hard time hitting a draw. And you see right there, he almost played a fade off the tree line trying to hit the fairway there.
He said he didn't make it. His backswing is long, and that's what he needs to get that club to swing out so he can hit that draw.
17.
Cameron Young for par.
Well, this would be a world-class Sandy. You heard him say, oh my God, it's stopped breaking. That putt's going to be interesting to watch later on the day because it looks like it should continue to break left there.
Brian Harman and Maverick McNeely teeing up at number 1, then Schauffele and Wyndham Clark to follow. So the last few groups ahead. Meantime, the 3rd to last group, Thigala missing the fairway to the right. Kurt Byram is going to be with this group here this afternoon.
That was my doing.
Zayeth caught a pretty good lie actually over here, and it's not really on a mound or anything, so it's fairly level considering what it could be.
58. They're scared 54 is going to win. And higher just passes. 58 is one. Yeah. Very reasonable line. I completely agree. Right out of down.
He wants to get it close, so he's going to have to land it about 110 into that slope, maybe a little less than that, into that false front, and then hope it just tumbles out, which it should out of this lie. Total to the hole, 115. Right into the slope. Well done.
And getting even better, so Thigala will give himself a look for birdie. Most players have missed this fairway to the right. Few have missed over to the left where Fitzpatrick is.
Just a couple yards closer to the hole. Good lie in the pine straw. No trees, no problems.
Yeah, McIlroy hit it over there and hit it to about 8 feet, so you can get some good breaks from the pine straw, hit the back of the ball and get some spin.
Yeah, this is going to work out pretty well. I don't think that's what he had in mind, though.
That's a good break. You saw one hand come off the club there, pulled it. Nice reaction.
Satisfied, bit impressed. He'll have a chance to get to 14 under. Wyndham Clark at 16. Kiz just about his day yesterday, and the way it ended at 17. How important was it making 4 after putting that, really chunking that tee shot in the water?
Well, I think it's a huge mindset change. You walk away, it almost feels like a birdie with your second ball, and you go back in and you make a bogey, and you feel like you're still right there in the golf tournament. I think he's mentally ready for the day, and now he's not the one that everyone's chasing. He can start being the chaser.
And that last group coming up. Couple of groups before that. Let's move up to the third a moment ago.
With JT Poston, Kevin Kistner's favorite putter on tour. Just has a unique style, but always has a beautiful touch.
Looks like there's zero stress from the time he stands over it until it starts rolling.
It is effective. Back-to-back birdies now for Poston after the bogey at 1, and he's in a group with Doug Gim. And Doug Gim rolls in the birdie. He's off to a nice start here today. So as Gim rolls in the birdie at the second hole, he had the moment to light everyone up yesterday. We'll take a look in our possible shot powered by Comcast Business. It was yesterday at 17, the whole location where Tiger Woods made the better, the most long putt. This the rare chip in at 17.
There was so much drama yesterday afternoon, but this is the most dramatic of all the shots we saw hold out. And the best reaction by a mile.
63 feet. It's the longest hole out for birdie on 17 since the ShotLink era, keeping specific track of this stuff. That's now 21 years. So Doug Gim gave him a moment, and he's off to a good start in his round today. Speaking of good starts, how about Sam Ryder? Birdied 5 of his first 6. Oh, and missed that short one at the 9th.
Well, he got off to a fantastic start. He's been grinding on his swing all week long with his coach Adam Schreiber and playing nicely.
Again, a look at the whole location at the 4th. Oberg for birdie. All the way back there.
Go really high with this one. When it gets right there, it's going to pick up a tremendous amount of speed and break back towards the front of the green.
Oberg was looking for 3 in a row, and there's that break back toward the water. And so Oberg with a lengthy one there to stay at 11 under as we await the next tee time.
And look at that beautiful clubhouse back there and the short walk down to the first tee of the penultimate group.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 1:30 starting time. First on the tee from Sea Island, Georgia, 3-time PGA Tour winner and current Open champion Brian Harman.
Got his name on the claret jug with the big victory, the 6-shot victory in the last major played. Number 9 in the world rankings at age 37, a little bit older, a little bit smaller than some of the other guys you find in the top 10 in the world, but do not doubt this guy's game and his guts. If it's a tough day, this guy is right in the middle of it. Notable game with this group.
mighty draw right down the center, working its way down the right edge. Beautiful start.
Next on the tee from Las Vegas, Nevada, Maverick McNeely.
Age 28, Stanford alum, good college career, good amateur career, a lot of promise as he came out on tour, and last year missed a significant chunk of the season with a left shoulder injury. Able to work his way back. And 4 off the lead as he starts this final round.
Oh, this was a nervy swing. This is way out to the right, headed just at the edge of the trees.
By far the farthest shot we've seen to the right this week. Noda nailed it. That was a nervy swing. Didn't release that club fully.
Big spot for a guy 129th in the world rankings. He can make a big difference in his year if he can have a good day today. While they were teeing off at the green, Thigala from about 11 feet.
Yeah, it's a quick putt too, Mike. I like his chances. Look how fast he went down to pick that ball out of the cup. It was probably still moving around there.
And Fitzpatrick will try to put one birdie on top of the other. Both guys missed the fairway. Both guys walk away with 3. Well, like Kiz said, the guys at the top, you don't think both of them are going to back up. So you're going to need to go a little bit. And they're off to a good start. Back to 4.
Oberg to stay at 11 under.
Another one of those right to lefters. You got to keep your speed up, and there you're right in the middle.
First Players Championship for Oberg. First, a lot of things for this guy. You're going to be seeing a lot of in the future.
This
is the 3rd.
And a 165-yard shot for Hideki Matsuyama.
Well, the TPC at Sawgrass is offering you a chance for birdies on these first 3 holes, and it's kind of hold on 4 through 8. Very difficult. And that is just textbook there from Matsuyama.
He made a birdie at 2. We're going back to the 2nd now.
And Lashley.
Playing at 12.
And within about 6-7 feet for Lashley. Nice par save he had on the first, and trying to pick up a birdie on the easiest hole today. Field 164 under par on number 2 this week. Smiley?
Yeah, Scotty just found this little greenside bunker right of the green. There's actually quite a bit of sand in here, I'd say, Kiz. One that maybe comes out with a little less spin than you would expect, but the way this green's contoured, that's not a problem at all.
Yeah, definitely, Smiley. I don't even think you want spin on this one. Just dump it out on that down slope and let the down grain and the slope take it right to the hole. It's kind of in the collection area at the bottom there anyway.
And Kiz, where he sits right now at 12 under, you got to think, he's just got to take care of these par 5s today. He cannot really afford to make any pars on the ones you got to get today.
I agree with you, Smiley. I would bet he'd have to get 5 under on these par 5s a day. He's going to have to get to 20 under to be there. That's 8 more from here. So let's get it rolling right here.
64, of course, would match the round of the championship delivered by Harmon yesterday. It's a tall task, but course is as gettable as we've seen it.
Flew that a lot further than I was expecting, Smiley. I don't know if it came out quicker than he was expecting.
Yeah, I just think he thought he'd be able to spin it. Just too much sand in there off a downslope.
And Wyndham Clark making his way onto the first tee in the final pairing with Xander Schauffele. Can he deliver another big win on his resume to 3?
And Matsuyama for the birdie.
I want Harmon to win. I want a lefty to win. Sorry.
The birdie 1, 2, and 3, as I mentioned in round 2. The birdie 2 and 3 to get Mats going today. Back at the first, that miss to the right. And Noda Begay, Maverick McNeely 2nd.
And guy's very fortunate. Caught a very nice live ball is sitting up. Grass is growing toward the hole, so should be able to implement a little bit of control on this. Has to keep it down, and don't know if he can cut it, but if he can keep it straight, he can get it to the front edge.
Just a little chip shot swinger. Needs a kick to the right.
It's not a terrible play there. Should be give him a chance to get up and down.
Hard to tell whether that rolled back down in the sand or not, but plenty of room there. Nope, it stayed up. Yep.
No, it stayed up. It stayed up, Brad.
Yeah, he might even be able to get a putter on that ball if he plays a little back in his stance, but a smart play keeping it out there to the left.
Scrambling, trying to settle back in, and here is the guy they're all chasing. 65, day 1 and day 3. Xander Schauffele in the final group here today. Yeah, he's been in final groups, no stranger to it. Didn't crack through the first 8 times, but did back-to-back starts. But then the last 5 times he's been in the final group, he did not close. So this is his 16th time in the final group. 2 wins in the first 15 tries out of that final group. And as mentioned, coming back-to-back. So we'll try to change that recent run with a victory here today. It was the Travelers and the Genesis Scottish Open when he went back-to-back for those last group victories.
Just one last quick discussion with Big Country there.
There's a guy in white. Oh, yeah, I think I'm on a 90. 90? Okay. Yeah. It's just a narrow stance, good one. Perfect. Horrible.
And the only thing that really changed here, Fax, is the wind shifted from coming a little bit out of the right to a little bit more hard. So I'm going to try and flatten this out just a touch, get it to hold into that wind.
Oh, man.
Yep, he's standing away from it again from this wind like yesterday. This wind is all over the place.
Yeah, I still want a bunch of hurt up there. You're fine. Just 92. Okay.
Anything right of that big pine tree, Noto.
I'm just going to pray that the sun comes back.
Yeah, he's not going to be thrilled with that. That was a very loose effort.
Got better as it passed the hole and came back. And you can see when you saw the numbers of the wind graph, you saw Harmon looking up the different levels, and the hill blocks the wind a little bit back there at number 1. Good shot. Here's 2.
Talked about the importance of Scheffler taking care of par 5s, but a long birdie try here at the 2nd and just ran out of gas. Up to the 4th, Gim's 2nd over the water from 115.
Like we talked about yesterday, it's a birdie hole from the fairway. Even with this hole location, you can use the slope to spin it down to the hole.
Back to the 2nd, Nate Lashley for birdie.
You're not turning.
Mike talked about his lack of success this season so far, other than that one high finish, but you never know on a course like this you come alive like he has.
He loved knocking in 2 significant putts like he just did on the 1st and 2nd hole. Feeling confident with that putter with lots of break in those putts.
And back over to the first tee.
Number 5 and number 6 in the world golf rankings in Wyndham Clark.
Oh, stop talking about the world golf rankings.
Xander Schauffele, as these players get set to go in this final group, trying to add this player's title. Schauffele, the 3rd player in the history of this championship to have the 54-hole score of 199 or lower. He's right at 199. Greg Norman, Webb Simpson at 197 through 54 holes. Time Clark coming back off the adversity we talked about, not just at the end of the round 2, but it was Clark who had the 4-shot lead. It was even 5 shots after he got off the first hole yesterday and then watched it all go away. He chases Schauffele. These two chase the title. And for the 2nd straight day, they're together in the final group.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 140 starting time. First on the tee from San Diego, California, 7-time PGA Tour winner, Xander Schauffele.
And in addition to those 7 tour titles, winner of the gold medal in the Olympics in Tokyo 3 years ago. John Wood will be with this last group.
Shit. I need to stay behind it, or I need to get more less inside on my takeaway. I don't know what's going on, but it's
3-wood for Schauffele up the left side, tried to cut it, but that wind is not letting it cut. This is going to miss left. Well, might stop in time. I don't think he caught that very good. Probably a good thing.
Only rolled
Next
about a
on the
foot.
tee from Denver, Colorado, 3-time PGA Tour winner and current U.S. Open champion, Wyndham Clark.
Ten players have won a U.S. Open and a Players Championship. Some big names, too, like Rory, and Raymond Floyd, and Tiger, and Jack. And Wyndham Clark can join that group if he closes here today.
Yesterday, I saw that. I'm like, that is exactly what I would be doing. Nice to see a pro do that. He was like 30 yards short, I think.
3-wood for Clark as well, starting right down the center. Good looking tee shot here.
What a great swing. Full of effort and intent there. Very difficult to judge this wind. It was blowing the opposite direction when these players were on the range. Tricky. Really tricky with the trees everywhere. And I think that's a beautiful start for both these players in the final group.
And they both talked about how comfortable the pairing was, players and caddies, conversation, comfort, both yesterday and today. And meanwhile, as they were teeing off, this was McNeely's third.
Dicey little chip shot. He's got to get it up in the air and use that slope to bring it down to the hole. You see how much speed there, but that's a beautiful touch. Always hard on the first shot of the day to hit a chip shot that nice.
And Harman for birdie, he hit 16 of 18 greens in regulation yesterday, same as he did the day before, giving himself chances.
Yeah, that's a putt a little bit of right to lefter for him, which might be a little bit more difficult for the left-handed player.
To the tee of the par 3, the third. Par is the first two for Scheffler, 9-iron.
I actually don't know if that's water or not in that bunker.
Another gorgeous iron shot for Scotty Scheffler. He certainly looks a little bit stronger right now than he did the last few days.
Yeah, ball speed was a little bit of a question, battling that neck injury. For a scramble and save to open. Well, if the tee shot looked a little nervy to Noda, there's a good way to kind of get those nerves back in gear. Scrambling 4 to begin. To the second.
Theegala from the rough with his third, Kurt.
Yeah, left off the tee, laid it up. He had a tough shot through the trees. And now a ball that should come out hot. I think he's got to play towards the middle of this green, just with a sand wedge. Yeah, he was really afraid of that one taking off.
So a long birdie look on the easiest hole today after an opening birdie for Theegala.
And back at 1 down, here's Harman for an opening 4.
That felt really strange. The ball break.
Well, he was a wizard with the flat stick yesterday.
2.
Fitzpatrick now, Kurt.
Only 99 yards. Really tough lie in the rough. I think he's got to play out toward the middle as well, and that's what he's trying to do. Trying to use that slope. Pretty good shot from there.
Yeah, hole high for Fitzpatrick. We've been talking about this par 5 second as we take a look at the stadium stat presented by Morgan Stanley, where we focus in on the final round performance of past players. Champions on this hole since '83. Past champs in the final round have made birdie or better nearly half of the time on the second hole. Last players champion to make eagle here was Tiger back in 2001, and over this same time frame, no past champion has made worse than par on number 2 in the final round at the Players. Back to the third.
And a couple of putts for birdie this moment ago. Nate Lashley from about 25 feet away.
Goes a little down and back up a little bit there. Seeing a lot of nice putts on this third hole. Nate Lashley showing he's not afraid. Playing with #1 player in the world.
Nah, back to back. So Lashley's at 13 under par. And Scheffler hit the better tee shot, and he'll try to get to that 13 under number as well.
Just a right to left putt here, Fax, but the problem is the cup is leaning the other way, so very easy to miss this out on the right-hand side.
Well, he favors the right to lefters like a lot of the best players that putt from the right side. That looks good. And they kept breaking to the left.
That's surprising.
Yeah, good effort, though.
Come back to the last group at 1. Schauffele.
149 left for Xander, left edge of the fairway. Good angle of this back right pin. Austin Kaiser, his caddy, looked all over to check wind. He mostly checked the U.S. flag right back by the clubhouse. That's the truest tell right now. Very right to left, just a touch of hurt. And this is wedge for Schauffele. Starting just right of the flagstick, turning over just left of it, and tight draw.
Comes back a little bit there.
Yeah, that's good effort. Just to get it pinned high is superb in this wind and this little corner of the golf course.
That is all over it.
Well, this has been a hole that Wyndham Clark has handled here. Birdie all 3 days and was deeper, closer to the green the first 3 days. A little bit farther back here, but a nice angle for his second shot.
Oh, great fucking hole.
It's hurting it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What shot do you feel like hitting here? Like, it's either...
My question is, if I hit a good gap and it flies pin high, is there a chance it spins back too much?
All right, you paused on me.
If something changes, I'm going to call you off and you're going to hit the other one.
Okay. You good with this one?
Yeah, I am.
132 total. Going gap wedge means he wants to hit this a little low and turn it over a little bit. Perhaps take a little bit of spin off it. And in fact, you are right. The wind is all over the place. You can see the caddies looking up at the trees a lot today.
That's that part where we can hold back.
Sounded good contact. Turning over a little bit left of the flag as well. Similar line to Xander.
Yeah, giant divot there. Attack that thing, if that's what it's called, a going gap wedge, and 2 good iron shots from the final group into number 1.
Well, Woody, the dynamic you would know as well as anybody between a player and caddy is so important. As you look at John Ellis, Wyndham Clark's caddy, they had that conversation yesterday. It's been talked about a lot at 17, where it was Ellis who said, well, maybe, you know, you take a little bit off that sandwich into 17, and then later on it was Wyndham Clark who said, hey, I don't want to throw my guy under the bus, but that was really kind of one of the problems, that I hit that 17 shot so short. And I know we've talked about that, and boy, there's times when you step in it and there's times when you don't, right?
Yeah, and I think probably John probably knows if he had to do it over again, he probably wouldn't have said that. Maybe early in their discussion say, hey, let's move this a couple club lengths back. Give yourself 2 extra yards to work with. And thinking, you know, if this goes up top, it's not that bad. It's a pretty easy 2-putt these days. So maybe he would like to have that one back a little bit to put that in your man's thoughts at the last minute. Maybe not perfect.
Theegala has already missed his birdie at the second. Fitzpatrick looking to get to 15 under.
Matty made everything on the back 9 yesterday and seems to be continuing here in the 4th round.
Yep. Yep. Fitzpatrick is feeling good about the swing and rolling them in as well. Again, looking to roll one in at 4. Wow.
How much break he played there, and it didn't fall.
Believe that didn't fall.
It looked like it came backwards at the end.
It grazed the entire front portion of the cup. And over at the 6, McIlroy for birdie.
Well, I'm still putting.
Gave that one a good ride.
Had plenty of pace up that hill. Confident stroke.
Couple of birdies for McIlroy in the early going, as he continues to build toward the major season and back to the 3rd.
You see the breeze there, Dan, the whole location. Kind of get back towards the clubhouse. Billy Foster and Matt Fitzpatrick with the conversation there.
Yeah, trying to decide whether this 9-iron is the right club or not. He's got help from the right. This is a gettable hole location. You're right, Fax. These first 3 holes, you got to get off to a good start, and another good opportunity right here.
He's birdied 8 of the last 12 holes he's played, Kurt.
just left of it.
Yeah, just. That took a big bounce there, Kurt. Very surprising. That landed just about a yard short of hole high and went down into that little hollow, but another superb iron shot by Matt Fitzpatrick.
You're right. That was a big bounce from what we've seen before. Let's go back to the first. Clark and Schauffele. Woody, Clark here?
Yes, first to play. Down the hill, moving slightly to his left. Made an unreal birdie yesterday out of that right rough from a horrible lie. This would be a bit more conventional.
That's such a difficult putt there. There was a lot of break early, kind of flattens out. Really need to judge your speed perfectly to make those.
Sam Ryder's been having himself a good final round. This for birdie, another one.
That was perfect holeable pace right there, right in the middle.
6 under. Look at that, kids, in the first 10 holes. Scoring average today is 70.8, and it is one of the lowest in a long time in the final round. Brian Harman, we'll see this a lot, Kiz. I know you've talked to Brian about this move.
Yeah, I've asked him, and he said, Kiz, I don't really want to do it either. I'm telling myself to pull the trigger a lot, but I just don't go until I'm ready. And he doesn't love that it's taken that long either, but he's working so hard on hitting it when he's ready to hit it.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Hoylake, obviously, and he's just not going to pull the trigger until he's ready to go, even though he wants to improve on that. Back to the first.
And Schauffele has this putt for birdie, chance to get an early jump on this round.
And a huge statement if he makes this, John.
Yeah, and a chance to reverse the results of yesterday. Yesterday he had it inside Clark and missed the short one for birdie. So Clark misses today, a chance to go get a 2-up lead.
Not much break here either, is it?
No, sir. Down the hill.
Watch how softly he hits this. Just got left a little early. These green speeds topped out around 13 on the stimp meter, and very good condition as well.
Clark already in with his 4. Schauffele to match right now. And to John's point, if you were not with us yesterday, the Clark birdie allowed him to go to the second tee with a 5-shot lead, and it's been a flip of a half-dozen shots since then. So it's a good opportunity for Schauffele to make the first statement in this final group. Fitzpatrick already on the move behind.
And Xander talked about how much better he's feeling with his putter now that he's out of the West Coast onto these Bermuda greens. He's found something that he likes. Putting so well this week. 4th in putting for the week. And that really is the only thing that you can look at his resume and say he hasn't done well this year. His putting stats haven't been great.
So they go to 2, and Schauffele by 1 over Clark. Fitzpatrick and Harman 2 off the lead. 50th anniversary of the Players Championship, and on this championship Sunday we honor the man who won the first. 1974 at Atlanta Country Club, the only 3-time winner of the Players, the Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus, on this golden anniversary.
My name is Oluseyi, and some of my favorite moments throughout my life are watching sports with my dad. Now I work at Comcast as part of the team that created our AI highlight technology, which uses AI to detect the major plays in a sports game, giving millions of fans like my dad and me new ways of catching up on their favorite sport.
Nobody's born with grit.
Rose is really struggling.
It's something you build over time.
It's 21 missed cuts in a row.
For 88 years, Morgan Stanley has offered clients determination and forward thinking to create the future only you can see.
Rose back in the winner's circle.
One artist will go straight to the playoffs with the playoff pass.
Oh, you got me! The playoff pass trumps the steal.
CTV!
The drama.
The Voice, new Monday and Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Leader by 1 at the Players. Schauffele at the second hole after exchanging pars with Wyndham Clark at the first. Good look from high above. The shape of this hole.
Definitely the most difficult wind direction, straight left to right. Going with fairway metal, easier to turn this club over than a driver.
Attaboy, Xander.
This is right up the left center. Good looking tee shot here. Perfect. Exactly what he was looking for.
Woody, that's absolutely smashed for a 3-wood. 179 mile/hour ball speed with a 3-wood.
And there's this black-faced driving iron that he's been using, Woody?
Yeah, I think his carry number with this is a touch over 250, so don't read too much into the fact that it's an iron. He can still smash this thing and reach in 2 with this club. What he's doing with this club is taking out through the fairway on the right a little bit more than if he were to hit a wood.
Got it teed up.
Looked like he did.
Usually he's been hitting these right on the turf.
And another good one right down the middle, low, tight draw.
Easier to draw it, Dan, when you tee it up a little bit. You know, you see a little bit more loft. It's easier. You don't have to go down at it as much.
It's really turned into a weapon for him around this place. Up ahead, Harmon's third.
So we'll find out how your nerves are early right here.
He's so good at these, kids.
Just love the way he plays. It looks like he just picks it up and lands that bouncing loft right behind the golf ball.
Back at the fourth, Scheffler from 82.
That was kind of garbage.
Got to get it going after 3 straight pars.
This one ought to be dancing around the hole.
Kind of like that. Oh, it might go in. Unbelievable.
I bet Teddy and Scotty have a bet on how many hole outs. He just let them know there were 6.
Well, you saw that hole out before anybody. You said it was going to do a little dance right around the hole.
Oh, how the fuck you not?
How about a dance and disappear? And how about getting it to 14 under just like that?
What a roar, Dan.
He's attracted, obviously, some of the biggest galleries out here. There's Teddy with 6 up. Well, let's count them. We'll tell you that it's the 34th Eagle 2 on number 4 here. A while back, Kiz, you said you wouldn't be surprised if there was a hole out. That's the first this week, though, in the 4th.
I'm just glad to know that Teddy Scott has to use his fingers to count as well.
Today's coverage brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Optum, proud partner of the Players Championship. And by Morgan Stanley, proud partner of the Players Championship as well. Good view of the St. Augustine Lighthouse. As we get you back out to Scheffler. Smiley, can you shed anything else on what the counting was with Ted and Scotty there?
Yeah, I got the scoop, Dan. Just asked Ted Scott. It's like, what was the 6 all about? He said, at the beginning of the year, the bet is if he has 10 hole outs throughout the year, I got to pay him at the end of the year. And Scotty said, we're already at 6. So I think he's already starting to get the wallet out, guys.
Pretty early in the year. That's a great story.
And feeling better and better every hole. Over at the 3rd, Fitzpatrick.
He's been putting on the pressure with a birdie at 1 and a birdie at 2.
Back up the hill, you see that grain there. That was a difficult putt there. You see just past that whole location, it falls away.
Back to 2.
And Harmon, Noda.
Yeah, nice little soft pitch shot there, just coming in behind the hole, and you just saw McNeely convert his par save from almost the same line, had to move his coin to stay out of the way, so this is going to come just to his right. Kind of a loose stroke on the first hole, see if he gets it here.
Yeah, 2 in a row. Back to 3.
And about 4 feet coming back. Fitzpatrick so often leaves the flagstick in.
Did I not change the putter on that?
As rattling and being buffeted by the wind, he rolls it in. 2 under first 3.
Well, you're on the third hole, and the players can get a real indication of the wind's doing. It's just over to the left there, and they can tell it's downwind there, and that'll help from the rest of the 9.
Harmon cleaning up his par putt at 2, so a couple of pars for him. 2 back of Schauffele. Scheffler is just 3 back now. Is Scheffler coming up to take it out of the hole? He said this injury, he's had it before. He says, I know I'm going to feel a lot better every day, and that has been the case exactly. He says by Tuesday, Wednesday, I think this thing will be out, and he'll be feeling 100% again. Meanwhile, back at the second, Clark with his second.